So this is the first step. It is optional. If you already have an image, then you can skip to the next step. So I generate the image of the person using this 4K UI. So I have created the prompt, and then I normally use DPM++ 3M SD Keras. Sampling step I keep a little higher, and width height 512 by 512 as EchoMimic support this resolution. Then I want face in the center of the image. So what I normally do is I use control net, open pose, and use the reference image similar to what I want to generate. And then in preprocessor, I use DW underscore open pose full. Then control mode, I keep it balanced, and that's it. So let's click on generate. So then this is the generated image. And one more thing, I always keep black background because then it merges well with the video since I use the black background. So this is the image that is generated. Looks fine. Then if you want, you can also process this through GFP So send this to extras tab, and then you can maybe increasing the resolution is not required, but I will just run it through 4x ultra sharp and GFP. So in case there is any deformation in face and you're not happy with the result, then you can just basically use this. So this is the result. So I find original image a little better in terms of the eyes. So I'm going to use the original one. So next step is to install EchoMimic. So the installation steps that were earlier created works fine. So I have used that. It's just that I'm not using the web UI for inference. I'm using command line. So I have completed the installation. EchoMimic. I will explain what all changes I make in the as compared to the original repository. So the first change is there is one file that is inference underscore version2.yaml. So it sits in the configs inference folder. So I am using beta schedule. So by default, the value is linear. However, I am using scaled linear. So this is one change that you can do, scaled underscore linear. It has something to do with the settings that were used to train the model. So that's why scaled linear underscore linear works better. Now the next change that I am doing is in infer underscore audio to vid.py. That file I make two changes. The first change is this is -l argument, which specifies the length. By default value is 1200. So if you do not specify this value, it will process for these many frames and it will stop processing. So I use a very high value, 5000. The next change that I'm doing is in the FPS. So by default, the FPS is 24. However, I find out after a lot of tests that 30 works better. It produces better results. So these are the three changes that I'm doing. Two changes in infer underscore audio to vid.py, where I just increase the length argument to a maximum value, and then I keep the FPS as 30. And then in the configs inference underscore v2.yaml, I keep it as scaled linear. Beta underscore scheduled as scaled linear. So with these changes, I'm getting pretty good results that you may have seen in the videos that I have created. Now the overall size of EchoMimic is quite huge. So if you want to reduce it, this is an optional step. You can follow this or you can simply move on to the next step, just in case if anyone needs it. So in the root folder, I delete these files, these 4 files. Okay, because I will be only using inference from audio to video. I don't want to use accelerated version because accelerated version is does not produce good output. I have tried multiple times. Now let's go inside the retained weights folder. So there are underscore ACC files. So I just do a basic search for accelerated files because I'm not going to use these. So these 4 files I will delete. Now next, there is also pose, but pose I could never get it to work on Windows, so I don't know if this can be used. So I will also remove the pose files. Yeah, now almost 20 plus GB is reduced. So the image that I have prepared, I have put here, and we also need an audio file. So audio should be in WAV format, and you can record it using your own voice, using the microphone, or you can also go use any TTS engine to record the voice. So now I have the audio file as well as the image.
The war
This
is
is the
on.
9-second
Hello
audio.
2 delivers precise lip sync while EchoMimic brings hyper.
Okay, so now we have to specify these files. So go inside configs prompts folder. Now I will remove these last 3 files, which is again an optional step, but I will not be using them. So open animation.yml file, then remove from line 20 till 27, just remove this. Now we have to specify the path of the assets which we have prepared. This is audio.wav. Let's just cross verify. Audio.wav file and boomin.png file. Now to use this tool, what we need to do is open a command prompt, then use conda activate go. Once you have done that, use python infer underscore audio to wait.py. Let's give it some time. So for around little over 9-second audio, it will take around 35 minutes plus additionally to combine or create the video. It may require another 2-3 minutes. And it is using approximately 8.1 GB of VRAM plus shared memory. So the processing is finished, took around 35 minutes to complete. Now the results are stored in output folder, current date, and here we will see 2 videos. So one is without audio and one is with
The
audio.
war is on. Hello 2 delivers precise lip sync while EchoMimic brings hyper-realistic results. But who reigns supreme? You hold the power, explore and decide.
Now the next step is, so basically the resolution of this video is 512 by 512. So I do a bit of upscaling. For that, I create 2 folders, input and then output. So for upscaling of this video, I use 4K. For that, I will have to extract the frames. So I will just rename it to video.mp4, open a new command prompt, and I will use ffmpeg to extract the frames. So this is the command to extract the frames from a video. Just paste and done. So all the frames are extracted in the input folder. Now I will need this URL, this path. So I copy this and then I go to forge extras tab, patch from directory, and I specify the input and output directory. Now for upscaling, I'm using 4x ultra sharp. Then I resize by 1.5, which means it will become 768 by 768. If you want to make it 1024 by 1024, you can use 2 here. And then I run it through JPEG also. Then click on generate. So it will take another 15 to 20 minutes to complete this process. So the post processing is finished and it took around 21 minutes and all the frames are stored here. Let me quickly check. Yes, 768 by 768. Now we need to combine these frames in a video file. So for that, there is a command which I will use and it will create the video file. So this is the video. Now, this video does not have any audio. So I use VSDC. This is the free version, VSDC video editor. So the first step is, this was the video.
The war is on.
So I need to extract the audio from this video file. So I just import this. Then I go to export project and right click here, export audio. I export in MP3 320 kbps and here I specify the path. And click on export.
The war is on.
Fine. Now the next step is to combine these. So for that, this is our newly processed video. I'm going to import and then select yes here so that it takes the width, height and frame rate. Next, I will add the audio here. Now there is one issue. The last frame always have to be removed from audio. So this is the extra audio, the blank audio. I will just trim and remove it. I'm going to export it. We have width height as 768. 768. I'm going to increase the bitrate to 20,000. Audio bitrate is 320 kbps. And that's it. I'm going to save it into video. Then simply start conversion. The processing is finished.
The war is on. Hello 2 delivers precise lip sync while EchoMimic brings hyper-realistic results. But who reigns supreme? You hold the power, explore and decide.